Hey, welcome back to the channel. This is LOT Reviews, lover of tech, and this is your host Ben. It's been a while since I've actually brought you guys some content, and I'm really looking forward to actually coming back and bringing you the content right now as we speak. And I've actually got the Samsung Galaxy S8. The Galaxy S8 was announced 29th of March 2017 at the Unpacked event in New York and London. It's been out for a while now. It's been out for almost 2 weeks, and I'm really excited to actually give you my hands-on with this product. I've had it for some time now, and I just wanted to give you a general overview of how this phone actually comes into this market and where it stands and how it's performing so far. But into the real review, where I'm going to give you much more detailed outlook of how this phone performs, but it's just going to be a general overview of the first initial hands-on with this handset and how it's gone so far. So without further ado, roll the intro. So the Galaxy S8, a year has gone past since the S7 and the S7 Edge announcement at Mobile World Congress 2016, and so much has happened within that time. The S7 Edge was such a big success, and the S7 was such a big success for Samsung in terms of where they started their design language and the whole change in where the direction of the company was going in terms of their flagship S line. This all really started from the Galaxy Note 4 Edge, or the Note Edge. Although not the S-line flagship, they really started to change how the phone's design was from then. The language in terms of what Samsung wanted to represent for their flagship phone started especially from the S6 and the S6 Edge in 2015 with the radical dual edge design, further refined with the S7 Edge, and now we're here. And that's the first thing I wanted to get you guys onto, the design of the handset. So the design of the handset is really revolved, and it's a big revolution in terms of what the design of a phone is actually meant to be for Samsung, but retaining something I really like for companies to really do, the design language. That design language still identifies this unapologetically as a Samsung mobile product. And if you look at what you've done here, Samsung have really brought a very streamlined design here, but at the same time, this is revolutionary. If you see the fact that at the front of the design here, the Samsung logo is gone. The physical home button is gone as well. With this brings what Samsung are toting this to be the infinity display. The infinity display at the front of this phone, you're looking at it, it gives you complete all screen at the front of the phone. Actually precisely 83% screen to body ratio. So this is a radical departure from what we've known a front of a smartphone to have in terms of screen to body ratio, and this is absolutely amazing. This is something that really stands out. I wanted to bring that across, that you're sporting two sizes with the S8 and the S8 Plus. The one I have here is the S8, but this actually sports a 5.8 inch corner to corner display measurement, and this is all easily done with the new aspect ratio. That new aspect ratio is 18.5:9, moving away from the 16:9 aspect ratio that we're used to over the years that we've seen all these handsets come out. So this is a radical departure, and it brings us into a new era of aspect ratio on a smartphone. In terms of screen size as well, 5.8 inches is absolutely amazing. This is huge, but the dimensions and the footprint of the phone is actually really comfortable in the hand. And this is again the departure of the Samsung logo, and the physical home button at the front is something that's really changed this. And this is something that, if you look at the infinity display, this is almost like a real life concept phone. And this is something that immediately when you hold it or you ever get hands-on with the handset, you're going to notice it. How comfortable the phone feels in the hand because of the symmetrical design. And we'll talk about the symmetrical design being based on the fact that the edge is now even at the top and the bottom of the handset. The back and the front are now even. Once you hold it, you actually realize that it feels more like a one-piece product, a one-piece singular, all-round, comfortable fitting in the hand, where everything fits where it needs to be. The power button fits onto your thumb, your volume rockers are in the right place, the balance of the phone is really well weighted. This is something that I really noticed with the design as well. The materials that they've used first phone to pretty much be using Gorilla Glass 5 from Corning at the back and the front. 6000 series aluminium is built like a tank. It feels really solid. It feels really premium. But overall, this is something that is just an amazing thing. Those two immediate things noticed in the design and the infinity display, it's just a big wow. And you can pretty much tell from what they've done, this is something that they've really pushed to the envelope. resolution at 2960 by 1440, mobile HDR certification support, the brightness and the vivid looks of the Super AMOLED display as well. This is just going to make productivity and viewing experiences really good, and it's something I'm going to really go into in depth and share with you guys when it comes to the full review of this handset, the Galaxy S8. Another thing I've noticed is the specifications have really come up. Internally, you're looking at an Exynos 8895 or Snapdragon 835 if you're looking at the American market, but in the UK market, you're getting an in-house built. And this is the first handset to have a 10nm processor built in. So we'll go into more details of what the 10nm processor means in terms of performance, and also obviously the performance over the time and the efficiency for things like battery life. So if you look in here as well, the capacity of this battery life is 3000 milliamps. Out of the box is 64GB storage as well. Lots of storage, the expandability is there. More details are going to go into that, but so far my initial hands-on with this handset is it's a big wow factor. It's a big wow factor based on the design, how the phone looks, how the phone feels, how the functionality has, really been refined a lot more. Samsung has really knuckled down on the little things that make the interaction with this handset more enjoyable, like the new natural interface with the Samsung Experience UI, moving away from the TouchWiz name. This is something that's really gonna change in terms of how the functionalities are. So things like productivity, improvements to Android 7.0 with multitasking is something that you're going to really see with this. You've got a new snap feature that's built into the multitasking as well. It's really interesting to see the direction Samsung are going in terms of software implementation, but still keeping the language that makes it a Samsung phone. When you're looking at the functionalities, things like Smart View, Samsung Connect with your SmartThings home devices, it's going to be really interesting to get into an in-depth, more hands-on with the review of all the functions that you've actually got. Things like the app's edge is still there and how they've improved it, how they've refined it, the additions to it as well in terms of usability. So that's one thing that you're going to notice when you're actually getting onto this phone, the design and the infinity display, the new interface in terms of the Android 7.0 with the Samsung Experience user interface. At the rear of the phone, what you're going to notice with the rear is the fact that the ergonomics of the phone has also changed. Now, with the omission of the front physical home button, you've seen that the biometric fingerprint scanner is taking a new location to the back. Now, the new location at the back is something that we've seen for most smartphone manufacturers, but this positioning is a bit interesting for Samsung. The positioning is actually quite close to the camera, and it's something that I want to dive into in the review to see if this is a pro or this is a con, how I've been able to adapt in terms of biometric fingerprint unlocking, and also if it's something that takes away from the experience and makes it frustrating, or it's one of those things that is just going to get easier to adapt to based on the new symmetrical design of the handset. Also, in terms of the level of security as well, what you're going to notice is that they've put new state-of-the-art fingerprint scanner and also a new state-of-the-art iris scanner in there as well. So the iris scanner is something that we first saw in the Note 7, but it's been improved with software optimization and other things like being able to see with different masks on, and also in terms of color. So we'll dive more deeper into how that's improved and whether that really works, what are the pros and cons of it as well. But so far I would say that it's probably one of my favorite features. Just as a quick disclaimer, using it over a period of time that I've really enjoyed using the iris scanner. We're going to dive into the pros and cons, and more of the cons or the pros depending on where this phone sits in terms of security using the iris scanner. Again, the camera. So we're going to dive into things like the camera. How have they improved the camera and optimized it to still be a very competitive, if not arguably the best camera on the market? We know that the 12 megapixel sensor and the Samsung Galaxy S7 and S7 Edge were amazing. The best low light performance in terms of aperture size, pixel size, and also in terms of the response with the new dual pixel technology that they introduced last year, how that's been refined. And also the front facing camera. The improvement to the front facing camera is also visible as well, moving from 5 megapixel from last year to 8 megapixel, but now with autofocus. No longer does this phone have fixed focus, and it's probably the first phone in the market to have autofocus on a front facing camera. And we're also going to dive into little things like the software optimization and also hardware features like Bluetooth 5.0. This is the first phone in the market to have Bluetooth 5.0 certified, and all the benefits that come with Bluetooth 5.0, such as audio separation, dual audio with multiple Bluetooth devices connected at the same time, like headphones and speakers, how that performs, and all the benefits that come with that new generation from 4.2 to 5.0. This is a big jump, so we're going to dive into that, and that's something I've noticed, that it's a very, very nice generational bump, and a feature to have in there. This is really, really exciting for as Bluetooth technology in terms of wireless speakers, wireless headsets are becoming really, really popular. It's going to be really interesting to see how Samsung leveraged the 5.0 technology within this handset to actually make it something that's enjoyable to use. I have to say, initially having this phone, I'm really, really impressed with it, but there is things that we're going to look at in terms of how the phone performs. What are the benefits of having this phone? Is it worth buying this phone? Is it something that is a big improvement over the S7 and S7 Edge? Is it still worth getting the S7 Edge, or is it really, really worth taking the plunge in this phone? With this phone, is it really the game changer that Samsung wanted to be? I think we're going to wait and find out in the review, but right now, based on how things are, this is looking to be really, really good. But obviously, as we know, not all things are built perfect. Not even a phone that looks as futuristic and as sophisticated as this and operates the way it is. There is going to be things that needs to be discussed to see if it's something that takes away from the experience or something that can be overlooked just based on the fact that the design is just amazing. So far, what I'm seeing from the screen quality is amazing. The performance is internally on paper the most powerful Android phone on the market at the minute, with the specifications of a 10nm processor. You know, how's battery life going to fare over time? How's the camera performance? You know, all these things are going to be taken into account, the security, the biometrics, and all the software features that make it stand out from the rest, and the functionalities that come with it to make it a very enjoyable flagship phone experience. Because Samsung are counting on this to be their flagship juggernaut, and also to take out the competition and be the king of the hill in terms of smartphone and in terms of wanting to purchase. So this is my initial hands-on with the Galaxy S8. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If there's anything specifically that you want me to look at in terms of the review of the S8, please put the comments down below. Hit me up with the comments, message me on Twitter, follow LOT Reviews BA and also LOT Reviews on my Twitter handle. You'll see the links in the description below. Like, subscribe, share, comment. More content like this is coming, but if there's anything specific that you want me to hit in the review that's going to make it more specific in terms of something that you're interested in, hit the comments. Let's have a discussion, because I'm really excited to bring this, and it's going to be really interesting to know if this phone is going to be the phone of the year for a lot of people. Are people going to ditch their old handsets from whatever manufacturer and jump onto this because it really, really stands out? Or is it just another phone that is maybe too overpriced or doesn't really seem anything different to what people have seen before? Let's get your feedback, and I'm really excited to bring this review to you guys. Anyway guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Again, this is your host Ben on the Lover of Tech channel, LOT Reviews. Like and subscribe, share, and I'll see you next time for the review. Signing out.